Hello there, I'm Kganyago. 2 Corinthians chapter 4 verses 8 and 9 reads, We are hard pressed on every side, but not crushed, persecuted, but not abandoned, struck down, but not destroyed. This is how some of us may be feeling at this point in our lives, having experienced suffering on multiple levels, be it spiritual, financial, relationships, health, and so forth. For some of us, fatigue is beginning to set in, and we are beginning to ask ourselves, when is this coming to an end? Last year, as we were hit by the pandemic and lockdown, a double blow, something that was new to all of us, we were asking ourselves a number of questions like, where is God in times like this when I need Him the most? How does God work in times like this? Is this the end of the world? Is this the end of us as humanity? For most of us last year, the coronavirus pandemic was something we read about. It was about numbers. It was distant. This year, however, is different. Navigating life through this pandemic is tough. There's no end in sight. The coronavirus pandemic is no longer distant. It's much closer. It's personal. It's in our homes. We've all experienced losses and suffering. While we're trying to navigate our way through that, in recent times in our country, we're hit by another crisis which involved violence and looting. Another double blow, which will raise levels of anxiety and fear, which were already high. When we feel like we are hard pressed on every side, when we feel like we are crushed, when we feel like we are abandoned, struck down, where do we turn? Who do we turn to? King David helps us with that. In Psalm 34, verses 18 to 20, it reads, The Lord is close to the brokenhearted and saves those who are crushed in spirit. The righteous person may have many troubles, but the Lord delivers him from them all. He protects all his bones. Not one of them will be broken. And a few verses earlier in the same chapter, in verse 8, it says, Taste and see that the Lord is good. Blessed is the one who takes refuge in him. David is one man who has faced multiple challenges throughout his life. And in those moments, he turned to God. So what does turning to God look like? Nehemiah also helps us with that. In Nehemiah 1, verses 3 and 4, it reads, They said to me, Those who survived the exile and are back in the province are in great trouble and disgrace. The wall of Jerusalem is broken down, and its gates have been burned with fire. When I heard these things, I sat down and wept. For some days I mourned and fasted and prayed before the God of heaven. Nehemiah went beyond concern, prayer, and fasting. After connecting with God, he was moved to action. Church, the call of the hour is connection. The need of the hour is connection. Let's move beyond anxiety, fear, worry, and the need for self-preservation and be outward focused, starting with connecting with God through prayer, His word, and fasting, so that in response to His love and grace, we can be propelled to action to meet the needs of others, those who are in need physically and spiritually, inside the church and outside the church. Amen.